How's it going, everyone? As you guys can well, I better wait for people to show up before I say anything. I see one person there. What's up? Ugh. Well, one person is here. I know for a fact watching. As you can tell, new setup, new computer. I got a new webcam up here, microphone off to the side here, speakers. So I'm very excited about this right now. New equipment. I got to give a lot of credit to my brother. He helped me set a lot of this up. He knows more about computers than I do, and I know this is late. So whoever's watching right now, I know you probably have work or school or whatever in the morning. See, I'm lucky. I'm a nighttime guy. I don't go to work till 5:30 in the evening. But just wanted to get on here and do a quick little live chat tonight, a little live stream just to test out all the new equipment and whatnot. But yeah, I spent all of yesterday setting this up. New desk, obviously new computer, new setup, new equipment, which if you guys see me messing around with stuff here, that's what it is. But I got a microphone sitting right here. I hope you guys can hear me all right. But I just wanted to give all this a test run just to see how it works. And as you guys can see, new background. Well, it's not new. It's just a different angle here in the office. But yeah, I think this looks pretty good. Just got to adjust the webcam a little bit so you guys can, so it's like I'm looking more into it. I got a tripod too, so I'll probably give that a go here in the next, the next few live shows that I do. Live show. I should really work on calling it more a live stream, not a live show. Live show sounds something more like what a hooker would say, or a stripper. Obviously, I'm not. Oh, God help us all. You guys would have nightmares. Oh, shoot. And I'm back to nobody. No viewers. I think that last comment drove him off. Come on, I'm just being silly. It's definitely what I love about not having to use the phone anymore for live chats. I can actually sit back and relax. I love this. I could get used to this all day long. Oh. Oh, good. I have one person back. How's it going? But what I like about this setup now too is you got the Irish, basically just the Irish and Blackhawks. Maybe I'll try to configure something to get maybe the Cubs and the Bears in here somewhere. I mean, they are here in the room. Just, the Cubs are that way. Bears are this. Well, yeah, there's a Bears pennant up top. Some more Bears stuff over there. But I thought this angle looked pretty cool when I was when my brother and I were putting all this together yesterday. So, yeah, could talk all day. Just got to wait for people to be watching. And right now it says my viewers are 0. Of course, I'm not surprised. It is late Sunday night, about quarter after 10. And a lot of people have work or school in the morning. But I just wanted to do something to test all this equipment out. And if nobody else pops up, there's always another weekend. But that's what happens when it takes a lot of work to put together a new desk and set up a new computer and get all the components and stuff running. So it takes a lot of work. And that's why there was no live stream last night, because spent all day doing that. And by the time you have it all done, you are just kaput, tired. Oh yeah, I see somebody's here. How you doing, whoever that is? Hey, whoever that is watching, could you just type something so I know that this is working properly? I'd appreciate that. Press, is that you, buddy? How's it going, dude? Oh, buddy, you should really get a buddy, with all due respect, you should probably get a screen name, dude. I just say that because you know, I well, you know about my adventures here online. And I'm very protective of you guys, and I don't want anybody stalking you online or anything like that. And besides, well, since you are on here, shouldn't you be in bed right now? It's a school night. I don't think mom and dad are going to like it that you're up this late, or at least I hope they know you're up this late. They know and don't care. uh, they are. I knew they were going to be cool parents. Uh, so I knew, buddy, once that long before they had you, I knew they were going to be cool parents. But Eventually, expect your dad to tell you to get your ass to bed. But hey, bud, how do you like the new setup? Look pretty cool. Yeah, I like it too so far. Yeah, you can thank your uncle for a lot of this equipment. He showed me what computer to get and microphone, speakers, a new webcam here. Definitely looks a lot better than my old videos. Oh, and Steven Saucer, how's it going, dude? No, not why, not why. Yep. Yeah, Steven. I just got I had a my new computer here arrive on Friday, and um, my brother, he helped me set it up because, like I said, he knows a heck of a lot more about computers than I do, and he surprised me with a late birthday present, which I couldn't believe. You can't see it, but there's new microphone right here. The webcam came with it, and then there's a I'm not using it, but there's a tripod, and I was just like, dude, why did you get all this for me? This had to have cost a fortune. What kind of mic? Um, it is a blue mic. Actually, well, here, there you go. Yeah, we did a. I'm glad it sounds good to you guys. We did a test run on it last night, and I thought it sounded pretty good and pretty clear. Um, but like I was saying, my brother, he got all this for me, and oh, thought I bumped something on the tower. Um, but yeah, he surprised me with that, and I'm like, dude, that had to cost you a fortune, man. Why you didn't have to do all that? And he's like, Sean, trust me, it was a great deal. I couldn't pass it up. I knew you were looking to do a lot more live streams and all that, and I just it was too good of a deal to pass up. And then he says to me, but of course you owe me a good present for my birthday in March, which I was going to do that anyway. But no, my brother, he very good with computers. Um, Basically he's a godsend when it came to setting all this up. Um, but yeah, the kind of computer that I got, Digital Storm, that's the brand name, pretty much the same one that he has. Um, and of course, I'm not technology illiterate or anything like that. Um, some of it I have a good grasp on, but my brother has a better grasp on it than I do. A text, that's it. um, well, our my other brother, he usually just sends me a text too, but that's fine. I mean, that just shows me that he's thinking of me and that you know, he loves me and cares about me, and so that's good enough for me. But it's just the my brother that helped me set it up. He's a year younger than me. He's the one that he's the one that's into technology and all that, and so our older brother really isn't too much. Which Preston, I think you could agree with that too. That's kind of true to some degree, wouldn't you say, Press? Well, well, Steve, I think the Irish are poised for another great season. I think we could make a similar run like we did last year. I've had a bunch of people ask me this question so far, and something I just thought of is this. You know, before last season, um, there were a lot of question marks, and so many people were picking us at best to go 9-3. And look how we did this year or this past season. College football playoff appearance. Yes, the Cotton Bowl sucked. We didn't got our butts whooped, but hey, I think it's a step in the right direction. And as I've said many times already, we just have got to break through that barrier to the next level. Bring the right game plan. Toughest game. Oh boy. Well, obviously we go down south to Georgia. That's going to be a challenge. We also have to play on the road at Michigan, which big house, need I say more. Then, at Stanford, USC comes to us. And let me see if I can see. This is the cool part. I can bring up another page now. Now, let me ask you, all of you who's watching, let me ask you a question. I've got a new tab pulled up, and when I press on it, like I am now, can you guys still see me? Good. See, because right now, I'm not seeing myself. I'm not seeing the broadcast. I'm just seeing the screen that I just pulled up. So that's good that you guys can still see me. Because obviously when I was doing these live streams on my cell phone, I couldn't do that. Search up another page. And if there was a way, I didn't know how to do it. But yeah, I am looking at the 2019 schedule right now. So we got Louisville, Georgia, Bowling Green, Michigan, Duke, Boston College, New Mexico, Virginia, USC, Virginia Tech, Navy, and Stanford. So I would definitely say the toughest games on this schedule would hands down be Georgia, Michigan, Virginia Tech, USC, and Stanford. I mean, don't get me wrong, all those other games are going to be tough too. Like Virginia, they played us tough the last time we played them. Well, the only time. No, we played them twice. The other time was back in the late 80s. But Virginia, they're not going to be a slouch. Duke, they beat us the last time we played them. New Mexico, I don't think we should have any problem with them considering the fact that Bob Davie is our coach. And if any of you guys remember the line of work he did when he was with us back in from 97 to 2001, that says it all. Well, they better not lose to Georgia because I'm going down there for that. But of course, whatever happens, happens. Nothing you can do about that. Thank you, David. Welcome aboard to the chat or to the live stream. Yeah, I spent all day yesterday putting all this together, desk included. Well, I put together the desk. My brother helped me out a lot with setting up the computer. But just to catch you up, since you just popped up here, new computer, new webcam, microphone right here, speakers, keyboard, mouse, the works. And I'm not a man who's made of money. Believe me, I'm paying in installments on this. But I just figured, you know what? What the hell? I mean, if I'm going to be making payments anyway. why not have the best that I can? Well, Dave, eventually the goal was to get out of the car. I didn't want to be in there forever. I mean, I really it was just because I didn't have a computer. I mean, I have an old laptop, but that's gone to shit. Well, I know that you know that. I just was explaining to you why I was filming in the car in the first place. The laptop took a crap on me, and all I had was my cell phone, so that's all I could do. And I didn't really at that time, of course, I didn't have the setup in here like I do now. But yeah, I'm just explaining it to you, dude. I know that you know that. I mean, you know. But yeah, like Steven said, um, looks very professional, and I like this. And also, yeah, like I said earlier, I got a tripod here for the webcam. Um, might try that out at least once. But yeah, anyway, Steve, or who said that? Yeah, yeah, Steven. I've heard the Rudy was offside joke a bunch of times, and I mean, of course, in the movie he wasn't, with Sean Astin, but I've seen the actual clip too from 1975, and I don't know what people are talking about. He never looked offsides to me. But of course, I think that's just a joke that people make you know, to rag on us Irish fans. Oh, and by the way, I think I featured that in a video not too long ago, but that's an autographed jersey by the actual Rudy Rudiger. Well, Steve, see, Oklahoma, I can't really speak on them too much because I don't follow them. I'm not a fan. I can only well, I'll get to your second question in a second, but I want to finish answering your first one. But yeah, Oklahoma, I can't speak a whole lot on. But with us, from what I've noticed, when we get to the major bowl games or the playoffs, whatever, um, I think it's simply that, well, Alabama back in 2013, we were just outmatched. It didn't matter what game plan we threw at them. But the last couple of major bowl games that we played in, I think it was just simply because of the fact that we haven't brought the right game plan. I mean, the Cotton Bowl against Clemson, we're trying to run the ball 60% of the time when when that Clemson doesn't have the best safeties in the world. I really thought we would pass the ball more. And I really think that had we passed, if it was the opposite and it was 60% pass, 40% run, we could have won the game. Not saying that we would have; it's not a guarantee, but I think the score would have looked a lot better at the very least. But that's what it is. We just, Kelly and that coaching staff, they just seem to try to get cute at the wrong times and try things that, you know what I'll compare it to? I'll compare it to this. Did any of you see that ESPN 30 for 30, the Four Falls of Buffalo? And I think I remember them talking about this, and I think it was I can't remember if it was the first Super Bowl that the Bills played against Dallas or the second one, but there was that one of those two games against Dallas. Buffalo started trying to do a bunch of shovel passes. They hadn't done it all season long except maybe twice. Well, guess what? The Cowboys, they weren't budging. They weren't falling for it. So that's kind of what I compare Notre Dame to is they try to do something different at the wrong time. And it's just, I even said it in the preview for the Cotton Bowl. You got to hit their secondary hard with the passes. Go downfield all game long. And instead, Brian Kelly, for whatever reason, wanted to try a run-heavy game. And again, I'm sorry, but against a front seven that's likely going to have a bunch of guys taken, which all four of them are probably going to go in the first 2 rounds for sure in this upcoming draft. Probably 3 out of 4 will probably be in the top in the first round. But yeah, that's what it is you got to bring the right game plan. And the second question that you asked, Steven, I don't think the real Rudy Rudiger, I don't think he ended up in jail, but I think he did get hit with some charges, maybe probation. I'll have to look it up, but well, hell, I guess I can do that now. Yeah, I'm reading it right now, guys. Well, from what I'm reading here, guys, it doesn't look like that he was. I mean, he had a lawsuit filed against him, but it doesn't look like he did any jail time. Charged with securities fraud. So yeah, I mean, from what I'm reading here, it doesn't look like he. I mean, there was a guy who got prison time who was tied to it. So, but from what I'm reading here, they reached a settlement. And he paid $382,866 in a settlement. So he never did any. Doesn't look like he did any jail time. I mean, let's see. Catching up on your comments here. Yeah, that's definitely David. That's very, very fair to say that when Julian Love was out for that, what was it, like a quarter and a half after he got hurt, that made a lot of difference. Because once they started going to his side, who I think it was Dante Vaughn, they brought in I think that was his backup. They started going to that side all day long. But yeah, Steven, unless Rudy's bulked up in his later years, no, he would not fare well in prison at all. Yeah, I got to tell you guys something. I think anybody would actually show up on this live chat because it's after 10:30 on a Sunday night, and I know a lot of you guys probably have work or school or whatever in the morning. So I wasn't exactly sure how the turnout was going to be, but like I said, I just wanted to get on here and test out all the new equipment, see how it worked. But yeah, Rudy. You know what? I almost wonder if even if Rudy did go to prison, I think they still would have chanted that and probably would have been felt like, hey, it's cool, just have him in here with us, all the inmates. But no, I seriously doubt it. It'd be funny though. What are you asking me for a record prediction, David? Well, I'm not going to project us to lose any games, but I really think we got a good shot at going undefeated again and getting back to the playoffs. But of course, it's not going to be easy. I mean, like I said earlier, we're playing Georgia on the road, Michigan on the road. Um, then, of course, USC, they're going to be better. Stanford, they're good. They're going to be good, but they're beatable. And Virginia Tech, I mean, they're kind of back and forth. But regardless, they were a ranked team when we played them and beat them at their place last year. So, I mean, we've got the talent to get it done. We're just it's at another point uh, this season, just like last year, where we're not sure who's going to step up in what positions. I mean, obviously losing Dexter Williams hurt is going to hurt our. Well, I'm not going to say hurt our running game because we got plenty of talent behind him, but just a question mark of you know who's going to step up behind him. Is it going to be Jafar Armstrong or is it going to be Tony Jones? But honestly, I'd like to see some of these young guys get in there, like Bo Flemister and um, uh, what's the other guy's name? Well, anyway, that's what it is. Just need some guys to step up in certain positions that you know. That's really all there is to it. And yeah, you could say that the receiver that just got arrested for us, who was it, Javon McKinley? You could say that makes a difference, but so far in the 2 or 3 years that he's been with us, that he's not really going to make much of a difference. Book for Heisman, I don't know. I mean, he made some amazing strides for us. He kind of came out of nowhere, but that might be a stretch right there. Oh, definitely, David. You get the running game going. Um, we've got a great offensive line. I mean, you get that run game going, it opens up so much more for that offense. And defense, yeah, it's really the only question I have for our defense is who you know who steps up and with the departure of Julian Love and linebackers. But so far, Clark Lee proved that he's a worthy defensive coordinator and he knows how to get it done with what he has. So I think we're going to be good. It's just going to be who are those faces to go? Who are those names to go with the positions? Who is it that steps up? Because this is definitely another one of those years where you know you're going to have a lot of fresh faces, a lot of new names to get used to, and you know that's the best way I can describe it. Oh, and this might be a silly question, guys, but from my angle here, looking into the screen, like on the posters and stuff behind me, it's all coming in backwards. But is it coming in correctly for you from your guys' side of things? It's probably a silly question, but I'd feel kind of I just was gonna feel I just feel kind of embarrassed if it was coming in backwards from you guys too, from your side of things. But that's good. That's good that it's coming in correctly. Because like I hope it correctly says Stanley Cup champions and Blackhawks. I guess that's just how webcams work. I guess kind of just like looking in a mirror. Ugh. Yeah, David. Like I said, I knew that it was late. I'm probably gonna be calling it quits here myself. I just wanted to test out all the equipment because I knew that a lot of you guys would have to, work in the morning or something. It's it's different from my end because I'm a nighttime guy. 'Cause, I said this earlier, but my shift starts at 5:30 in the evening, and I get done at 6 o'clock in the morning with the hours we've been working now. But anyway, dude, thank you so much for stopping in so late. It's always appreciative, always grateful of my viewers. But you have a good night too, and damn right, go Irish. I actually can't wait to watch this back and see how it sounds. This whole live stream. Who knows? Maybe for a change, I'll actually be taken seriously. Probably not, but at least I look better, more professional for sure. But no, I definitely needed some new equipment, not just because of filming in my car and all that, but I told you guys that I was looking to get out and do more things here on YouTube. The live stream is just the start. The next couple weeks or so, I'll be doing my first ever interview. I think I actually mentioned that on the last live stream or the one before that. But for something like that, I was definitely needing a new computer and some new equipment. But I'm really looking forward to that. Just have to, you know, figure out how to be a somewhat of a journalist. But it's not really the person who I'm going to be interviewing. I told him uh, that it's not really. It's going to be an interview, yes, but it's really going to be more just uh, him and I shooting the breeze as if we're in a bar. Just having a couple drinks, that kind of thing. But it is technically an interview, yes. but it's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, I know I've said this already, but this is probably the best part about this new setup is, like I said, getting ready, just being able to sit back and relax and stretch out if I need to. Because on the cell phone, the first live streams that I did on the cell phone, I mean, you guys should have seen the rigged setup I had for that. It was, I'm just glad you guys couldn't see it. I would have been so embarrassed. Um, but when you got a cell phone, sitting on the like that little kickstand, those kickstand phone covers, I'm kind of having to look down at it, so to speak, and it's shooting up at the ceiling, but I like this so much better. It's level, it's even, and I don't mean to keep praising it and slobbering about it, but I'm just so glad that I have this equipment now. Even though it's another bill that I have, an extra bill that I have to pay a month, it is so worth it. And just because, like I said before, I'm very thankful to my brother for helping me with all this, and you know, showing me like, hey, just showing me how good this brand of computer is, and um, the equipment that he surprised me with for a late birthday present. I couldn't believe that. But so far, it looks like things are working really well. And if I sound, this the microphone here helps me sound a lot more clear. Um, Definitely a worthy investment, and for my brother too for getting it for me. But yeah, the computer brand is Digital Storm. I don't know how many of you guys have one of those or know that brand, but it's very nice. I can definitely tell I'm going to enjoy this. So, but yeah, I see I still have three people watching. Any more questions? Anybody have anything to say, to ask, whatever? Very quiet audience, I see. uh, oh, yeah. Sorry, guys. Um, I'm always messing around with stuff during these. Just trying to get things going. Uh, Play around with a few things. Who knows? I might discover something I didn't know was there. The negative Jets fan. Welcome to the live stream, dude. Can't remember if I've seen you on here before or not. Jets, Jets. I remember I was at a Notre Dame game one year, and there were actually a bunch of Jets fans and a bunch of Browns fans, and boy, were they loud. Back and forth with one another. Jets, Jets, and then the other side. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Here we go, Brownies, and so on. But those guys were loud. Okay, but this might be your first time on a live stream, Jets fan, but I swear I've seen you before, maybe on a comment, just on a regular video, maybe. But I know I've seen you before. Maybe it was in passing. I don't know. That's what I thought, because I was going to say I've seen you before, so there you go. Well, I mean, all I can tell you is I hope you enjoy the videos that I put out, even though they're not much. I'll be the first to admit I'm not exactly a chalkboard coach who's an expert, but I like to think I do pretty well for just being a fan. Oh, in April, huh? Are you going to the spring game? Okay, that's just as cool. Yeah, it's cool just to go there and see the campus and all that stuff. It's really a nice campus. Oh yeah, I bet. It's halfway across the country. It probably wouldn't be so easy to get out there. So, myself, I'm lucky. I just South Bend from here is only like a 3.5 hour drive from me, so there and back in the same day. So I'm actually quite lucky as far as travel goes. But from here in Moline, you just get on 280 East and drive on that for about 2.5 hours and take the exit. I think it's, what was it? 55 takes you into Chicago, but where we go, it takes us on the outside of Chicago. But you just take the exit for the toll road and all that, and 3.5 hours, you're there. But speaking of New Jersey, it was actually pretty cool. When I was back in 2014, I actually met another viewer of mine that's from New Jersey. 2014 against Michigan, went up there with my family, and we were there all day. And I got, when you're there all day, you're going to get tired. It just happens. So I actually laid down and took a nap in the back of my cousin's SUV. Well, after about an hour nap, I wake up and excuse me. The first thing I hear is this guy comes up to me and says, "You're him. you're him. And I'm like, who's him? He goes, you're Sean from off of YouTube. I'm like, uh, and so I'm like, are you a viewer that I know that I've talked to? And he's like, yeah, I've commented with you before. And he told me his screen name. I'm like, yep, I remember you. I forget what his screen name is, but I haven't talked to him in a while. But he was like shaking my hand, talking with me, wanted his picture taken with me, and I'm like, dude, I'm not a celebrity. I'm just some random fan on YouTube who just has fun with this. And he's like, I know, but it's cool to actually finally meet you in person after watching you for so long. And I'm like, well, I appreciate that, dude. I mean, that is pretty cool. Which that's the reason I started doing YouTube in the first place, was to meet other Irish fans. Um, it's not like I started doing YouTube to become famous. I just wanted to have some fun. It was something new and something different at the time, because I've been on here since 2009. Just when I started in 2009, I was known as Big Sean Power 10 at that point. There definitely is a Jets fan. There is a strong Notre Dame pipeline to the East Coast. I mean, that's it's because of New York and New Jersey that Notre Dame became known as Subway alum, because they travel all across the country, and eventually it got out west to towards California. But no, there is definitely a strong Notre Dame presence out there. I mean, they back in the 20s and 30s, they used to play Army and Navy, well, mostly Army, out in New York all the time. But no, definitely a strong East Coast presence. But yeah, that going back to that story I was telling, that so far has been the only time I've ever had somebody, when I've been up at South Bend. That's the only time that I've had someone recognize me without setting a meeting up. I mean, I've met other YouTubers up in South Bend that have watched me on here, but that was the first and only time I've ever had someone just recognize me from walking on campus. Now, I did have another person say that he thought he saw me at one game, which he was right, but he didn't approach me because he didn't think it was me. Yeah, definitely Syracuse and Penn State fans. That makes a lot of sense for that area. And yeah, I'm a little surprised at when you say Michigan fans too, but at the same time, they have a tendency to travel pretty well also. But no, Notre Dame, we're coast to coast. That's our fan base. It's coast to coast. This is kind of off the subject a little bit. Maybe I'm digressing here a little bit, but what really pisses me off about with fan bases and whatnot are all these people that think that you had to have gone to school there and gotten a degree from there just to be able to call yourself a fan. That is, I mean, I've heard that a few times in my almost 10 years here on YouTube, and I think that's bullshit. I think it is. I mean, there's a lot of fans who didn't go to school there. So that doesn't make any sense. I mean, that's what Subway alum actually means, is, you didn't go to school there, but you love the university. You're a fan. You support it. And if Notre Dame, if we didn't have the Subway alum, we'd probably be nothing. We'd be a small fan base. But I hate it when you get fans like that say that you had to have gone to school to said school just to be able to call yourself a fan. I mean, that's crap. And besides, do the people that say that, do they have any clue how hard it is to get into a school like Notre Dame? I mean, I did apply when I graduated high school, and let me tell you something, it is tough. I mean, all the stuff that you have to have. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's no different than this might be pushing it. I don't know what you guys might think, but I think Notre Dame is tougher to get into than some Ivy League schools. See, because here's why I say that. The Ivy League schools, they're they're bigger in size. They have, I think, like Harvard, for example, they have what, like 30,000 enrollment. Uh, yeah, that's true, Jets fan. A lot of them do go to schools that are easier to get into. Now, myself, I'll admit it. I've said it before. I don't have a college degree. I gave college a shot. Gave it a shot for a semester after I graduated. It just wasn't for me. See, I pretty much went to work right out of high school. Like vocational type stuff, like working in shops and all that. Um, I'm not trying to get off the topic here of what I was just talking about, but make a long story short, I actually got accepted to a nice little Division III school in the Chicago suburbs, and the reason I had went to I went to a community college, and the reason I went for that one semester at community college was to fulfill some transferring requirements me to take, so that's why I was going. And long story short, things didn't work out. It was a really tough math course, and I've never been good at math. And yeah, see, it all depends. I guess it just depends school to school, but I had gotten a D in that math course that I took, but the problem was I needed a C in order to be able to transfer and go to. Well, I'll say what school it was. I was accepted to River Forest Concordia College, or River Forest Concordia University in Oak Park, Illinois. So I could have been a Cougar, but like I said, I had needed a C in that math course to be able to transfer, and unfortunately, I didn't accomplish that. But it actually kind of turned out to be a blessing in disguise, because I didn't know what I was going to do when I got there. And look, I know there's a lot of people that, they can just, after they graduate high school, they can go to college and have no plan at all and figure it out when they get there. God bless them. Just that route didn't work for me. Because I need to have at least some kind of plan. I had to have some kind of plan when I looked into going and all that. And I didn't know what I was going to do when I got to Concordia, simply put. So, but the good thing of it is, I'm not a failure in my life. I have a pretty good job. I don't rely on anybody. I don't ask anybody to pay my bills. I'm able to afford stuff like this, like the computer and whatnot. And, there's always things that could be better in my life, but I really don't have much to bitch about. But anyway, going back to what I was saying before about, how hard it is to get into Notre Dame and whatnot. I think their enrollment, without looking it up, I think the enrollment isn't even 9,000. I think it's like, it's their enrollment, graduate and undergraduate, is between like 8,000 and 9,000, somewhere in there. So I don't even think. So yeah, Notre Dame, it's a very small enrollment compared to most other schools out there. So it is so ridiculously tough to get into. But yeah, but for some people out there to say that you have to have gone there to be a fan, that's just absurd and very very asinine. So, I mean, I really don't know how you guys feel about what all I just said, but it is what it is. No, I am not a Notre Dame alum or an alum of any college. So I guess if that makes me some kind of failure, then so be it. I guess it really. I guess everybody has their own definition of a failure. But I think I've done pretty all right with myself. So see, this is a part of the live stream is trying to figure out what to talk about. The past couple days, like I said, yesterday was all putting this new setup together, the desk and the computer, and um, well, today really was a whole lot of nothing. Aside from church, and that's about it. So today, I pretty much just took it easy. Caught a little bit of the AAF games that were on, and speaking of the AAF, do you guys see that they switched ownerships already? That league is now the primary owner is now I forget his name, but the guy who owns the Carolina Hurricanes hockey team. But yeah, I couldn't believe that. 1 week in, it had already changed ownership. I just hope I hope that's not a bad. I mean, it's a bad sign for the league. I mean, from being on the outside looking in, but I hope it's something that can that'll be all right, because this is a league that I would love to see succeed. We saw some pretty good games this week. Before I started this live chat, I had just finished watching the nightcap, and I think that was the San Diego Commanders and the San Antonio Commanders and the San Diego Fleet. And the Fleet took care of business. It was nice to see a good offensive explosion, because so far through the first 3 weeks, it's just been low score. Well, with the exception of a couple here and there, mostly low scoring defensive games. At least that's how I've seen it so far. But if they can get more consistency, then this could really be some pretty good football. But I mean, if there's problems, like from what I read with the issue of ownership change and all that, it just sounded like it was because there was a freeze because they were changing companies who handle payroll, or changing banks or something like that, because the players didn't get their money when they were supposed to. Because I guess the players are supposed to get paid the Friday after a game. So they play a game on Saturday, then they're supposed to get paid that next Friday. Well, they didn't get it, and then you have the guy who owns the Carolina Hurricanes step in and become the primary owner. And the guys who started the league, Charlie Ebersol and Bill Polian, they're still involved. They're still there. It's just this owner of the Hurricanes, he's the primary guy. So, and they said that this was planned and ahead of time to include this guy who owns the Hurricanes, that he was going to be a big investor in it. You just hope I hope they're telling the truth, because I'd like to see this league last. I really would. And with next season, with the XFL starting up again, I would love to see how that does head-to-head competition. Because if I've read correctly, it looks like the viewership has been pretty decent so far. 3 weeks into this season. But I did see that I can't remember if it was the first week or second week. No, actually, it was the first week. the opening night game had 2.9 million viewers, but still there was an episode of it was actually a repeat of America's Got Talent that had more viewers than that. So that you read that and you're like, damn, that doesn't look good. But yeah, I'd like to see it last. I really would. So anybody have your own thoughts on that? Oh, and by the way, this probably isn't a big deal, and nobody probably cares too much about it. You guys probably didn't know that I wore glasses, did you? I just always like when I was filming in the car, there was always a glare, so that was one problem. But I don't know. I never was really sure how I'd look on camera with glasses. I'm not ashamed that I wear them or anything like that. I just kind of thought I looked better without them during videos anyway. But see, doing live chats now, I have to be able to read your guys' comments off to the side here, so gonna need them. But I'll tell you guys one thing. This being the first live stream after last weekend, I can tell you so hands down the best part about this chat going on right now. No Uncle Lou, and I love seeing that. That guy is just a straight up asshole, and I'm not talking about Uncle Lou the character. I'm talking about the guy that plays him, Derek Raycroft. That guy is just an absolute ass. And the funny part is, I don't know how many of you guys were here last week and saw that, but that guy is so damn. That guy is stupid. I mean, well, he's not stupid. No, he's pretty stupid. Just, but he's smart in the fact to know better that the reason I don't like him has nothing to do with football, and he knows that. Because that's the thing, guys. It's a long story, and I'm not gonna go back and rehash the whole thing, but let's put it to you this way: you guys all know that I'm very strong in my Christian faith. I'm not afraid to speak it. Some have a problem with that, but I don't care. And I don't care if it costs me viewers or subscribers, even. But you take a shot at my faith and Christianity, bye bye. That's all there is to it. Although someone who does that, that's probably not a person I want to be associated. No, I know it's not a person I want to be associated with. And that guy is definitely one of them. And if I wanted to, I could show you guys the little chat I had with him after last week's live session. But I can tell you that is not the one thing I can tell you is that is someone who is not a rational person. You can't have a rational conversation with them. That's for sure. And I have the chat log to prove it. So, yeah, guys, it's going on an hour and 10 minutes. It's getting to be, it's already after 11, quarter after 11. So I think it's safe to say the equipment works. Things definitely look a lot more professional. I have accomplished what I wanted to do tonight. And of course, talking to you guys, this isn't just, some flash in the pan chat. I always look forward to chatting with you guys. But this was this pretty much was to test out the equipment and to chat with you guys at the same time. So had a good turnout for it being as late as it is, and the equipment works. So guys, this is where I think I'm gonna call it quits for tonight. So thank you all for showing up, those of you who did, and a lot of fun, a lot of good discussion here, and hope to see you guys back for the next one. And for those of you who didn't catch the video that I put out the other night, actually, yeah, it was Friday night. I think technically Saturday because it was early in the morning. But I'm not going to promote or advertise every live stream that I do, but just look out for them on Saturdays and Sundays, usually in the evening. And they'll be a lot earlier than what it is now. Just this was the earliest that I could get to it. So Saturday nights or Sunday nights, never a guarantee that they're going to happen. Just that's when you guys can be on the lookout for them. So on that note, guys, hope you all have a great night. Rest well. And God bless all of you. Have a great night.